Testing. There you go. For the third or fourth attempt, my mic is now working, I believe. Yeah, there we go. So, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome to Charging League Racing. My name is GingerNut1107, betterly known as Cal, and I am massively underprepared tonight. So, I'm going to try and wing it with very little comms notes. But tonight we travel to another street circuit on our calendar, and that is Azerbaijan. Very good street circuit to be at. It's round 15 of season 4. And let me try and remember. I think it's about 26 laps. I know it's a very long circuit, about 6 kilometres. And it's first Grand Prix 2016. And the lap record at the moment was a 1:43.009 by Charles Leclerc in 2019. So it was a while ago. I'm sure that'll be beaten by someone, probably MJB and most of the pack, because, you know, they're quick here, aren't they? The circuit, actually, what I do know, it never was built. It is actually just a normal roads of Azerbaijan, or the city of Baku. And it's similar to Monaco, Melbourne and Singapore, where they literally just change it into a circuit for the weekend, and then it goes back to just being a road. So there you go. What else is there that I know? Oh, here it is. A mixture of a wide, open, tight and twisty. It's a great track, isn't it? A long main straight along the Baku shoreline is a slipstreaming mecca, with the cars able to run 3 abreast into turn 1, unless your name's Daniel Ricciardo and Max Verstappen. No, yeah, because them two can't do it. And it often looks like more action than IndyCar. If you watch your IndyCar, you'd understand what that means. However, from there, the track loops around through the city's narrow, winding old town. I'm not going to try and say the name, so I'll butcher it. And dramatically winding past Baku's medieval city walls, also known as the castle section. So there you go. There's your pre-race stats that I like to give you. That have been kind of stolen off of the F1 page. We won't talk about that, shall we? We'll just try our best to continue on. Right. In chat, we do have Jans, or shall we say Hens Hord. And he says hi. Yatin's in chat. He says hi as well. Hello, Yatin. Yen says I've woken up from cold, or I'm on a cold or woken up. I have just woken up. It's very good. I always normally wake up from the pre-race thing. Been at work today. Yen says something. He says he's bad here. Yeah, Yen says it's dry for those sessions. Perfect. Cool. Right, let's have a look at some of the racing then, shall we? Who's first on track? I think it's Lemmy. It is Lemmy. Psycho Lemmy in the V-Carb. He's a reserve. He has raced with us in CLR Thursday for a long time. He stepped away, but he's back again. What has he done at the start of this season? He was with Camila as a reserve, as a Ferrari driver. Stepped away and Rico stalled his spot. But yeah, he'll be the first one to set a lap here today. And his best result at the moment in CLR Thursday Season 4 was at Singapore as a reserve. But as best result as a full-time driver was all the way back in round 5 at Australia, I believe. Yeah, at Australia. So it's been a while since he's raced and had a good result, apart from Singapore, which was 2 weeks ago. So let's just wait and see what he can do on his first lap after 2 weeks away from CLR Thursday. He has been in CLR Friday, for those that follow on with that. It says already a crash. Who's that? It's an Aston Martin. I think it was MJB. He was at least caught up in it. Maybe there's a Ferrari involved as well, Rico. Maybe everyone just going a bit slowly at the start of this session. Clearly some issues with the people joining in. Weeby disconnected, which is within the rules to be invited again, so of course you can, Weeby. Let me just find you. You are. Perfect. And let me give him a thumbs up as well, just so he's aware. Perfect. So, here comes Rico. He's got the slipstream off MJB. That is a slipstream that you want to have. One of the fastest drivers in the field, your current championship leader, giving you a slipstream. Rico could be setting a good lap time here, but so could MJB with the slipstream off the lone man in the Mercedes of Humph, who's also on a lap time at the moment. Everyone, apart from the Williams and Bijan, are on a lap. Well, Bijan now comes out onto the pit lane. The Williams, though, still in the pit garage, wondering what they're trying to do. Let's wait and see. But what I want to see is, where is Psycho Lemmy on track? Here he is. He looks like he's slowed down a little bit. Maybe he was taking a slow line in towards turn 16. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like he's backed off. So that is his lap over, I assume. 121, maybe. Does he continue on, or does it just look really slow on board? I can't tell. No, I think he has abandoned it. Yeah. Oh, there's a little bit of a hold up there as well for Blow. That was a V-carb. I think that would have been Igor there, because, yeah, this is the other V-carb blocking Blow a little bit. So unless Igor was on a lap, which I think he might be, I think he might be struggling though, but we'll wait and see. Who is on a lap though is Bubba. We know he's quick. Psycho Lemmy does set a lap time. Wasn't very competitive. He'll be looking to improve. Here comes Bubba though. Whoa, that's a good lap time from the Dutchman. Up to P1 already. That's incredible. 139.741. Very good lap time from him. We have seen him perform in qualifying. Let's wait and see what he can do as an Alpine goes off. Which one was it? Of course it was Hens. Hens is always in the wall. Max here sets an incredible lap time as well, followed by the next three. Humph goes in front of him, MJB just behind, Rico with that slipstream, and the raw pace in that Ferrari car has gone P4, beating Bubba. Skull as well, he's returned after stepping away for a couple of weeks, having his own little life to do. As we all know, everyone has a life, and Skull is one of these people. Him to P8. Jatin, who doesn't have a life though, he's gone up to P7, so good lap time from him. And Blow has gone up to P4. So Max Tier beating Blow. He's up there with a nosebleed, isn't he? He's not normal up there. But there we go. Let's wait and see what he can do. Daryl Alex has the opposite of a nosebleed, all the way down at the back of the pack pretty much. So he'll be looking to improve. We're just insulting people today, aren't I? That's really mean. Let's try not insult him. But Daryl Alex definitely will be looking to improve that lap time, because that is not to his standard. We'll wait and see. We have Lily in chat. Hello, welcome in. Jens says he's put the wrong setup on. He called it Baku. It's a wet setup with 50-50 wings. Oh, we don't have 50-50 wings around here. Not with that very long straight that you can see at the moment. Psycho Lemmy absolutely bombing it down. And he has invalidated Psycho Lemmy. Does he have enough fuel to go again? As he pulls to the left side of the track, I'm assuming he's going to the pit lane. He is. So yeah, he won't set another lap time yet. He'll just have to change his tyres as he clarts the wall into pit entry. Not what you want to be doing. Somehow survives it though, so there we go. The Psycho Lemmy showing his skill. Jatin saying some funky words in chat. We'll just skip over them. And below, another driver to suffer the turn 15 wall. It's a hard corner, you know. Going into that, it's pretty much blind into the left-hander, and you've just got to brake and pray that you don't make it in time. If you don't make it in time, it's not going to let you off, and you will hit the wall. So yeah, not what you want to be doing. Here comes Bjorn though, coming to set a lap time. Jens as well, sorry, goes up to P3, but we're riding on board with Bjorn. Can we see him go up the order? I currently P12, so I've just been distracted by Weeby wanting to get another invite. Let me just get him invited just in time. Nope, I've backed out of it. I'll do that in a second because I want to see where Bjorn goes. P9 at the moment, 1.1 off the pace. Daryl Alex has also improved. Yep, he's gone up to P10, still 1.3 off, still fairly away from where he would like to be, but we did miss it. Jens is up to P3, so good lap time from him. We will now invite the man Weeby, because he did ask and I accidentally pressed the wrong button. There he is. So there you go. He's now been invited. I don't actually know what team he's meant to be in. I think he's a full... No, he's not full-time. He was reserve, isn't he? Let's find out, shall we? Weeby. He has been given Red Bull today. So yeah, he's stepping in for Creon, who's away today, and Furious Appy will be his teammate. So there we go. The Red Bull duo may be having a bit more luck, because Weeby is a definite solid driver to have on your team. Only P13 last time out in Japan, but he'll definitely be looking to improve. Yatin says his lap was with half a front wing clarted the wall and pit exit. That's just an excuse if you ask me. It's just an excuse to be going to that slowly, as he does come back out onto the pit lane. Let's see if he can hit the wall this time coming out. We can't see him at the moment, but he looks like he survived that bit. So he has survived the first bit of the lap, and it is coming out of the pit lane. So well done, Yatin. You've done your best there. As MJB does even better, and then Humph does even better again. These two staying very, very close, and actually switching who got the DRS. So the last time, Humph was ahead of MJB. Now MJB was ahead of Humph, and Humph has got that advantage of 1/10 on the Aston Martin. So yeah, that shows how much an advantage you can gain with DRS down probably the back straight. And they switch again. Maybe they're in a voice chat chatting, but I wouldn't think so. So they're very good rivals in both days. So I wouldn't expect them to be best of friends. But we'll wait and see. Bubba also improves up to P3, building the Alpines. Here come the Williams duo though. Reggie is the Williams with the DRS advantage on the first lap. Is it going to help him at all? He is definitely a bit of a qualifying merchant, isn't he? Mr. Saturday, as you might call him. Does he go up the order? Yes, he does. P8, but who goes absolutely rocketing up? Haven't seen him up in the order in qualifying for a while. Is George Gamer with an incredible lap time. Only 1/100th off of Humph. Up to P2 he goes. As a yellow flag, I think it was just someone letting someone else pass of a Mercedes. Yeah, it was. Humph and MJB still at it. But yeah, George Gamer FC number 2 is absolutely flying up there in that Williams car. Actually, without the DRS, he's gone quicker. So that's interesting to see, isn't it? Very interesting to see from the Williams driver. Humph is trying to get that car back to the pit lane as he's run out of fuel, which is nice. Don't want to be doing that too often. But here comes Max Deer on a second lap now, abandons it into the pit lane. So, yeah, that is his lap over. He probably will be going again with 8 minutes left on the clock, but that will drain very quickly with the fairly long lap time around here at Baku. Here comes Blow again as well. He's setting another lap time in a couple of minutes time. On an out lap, fresh softs, low fuel. Let's see what he can do. Who else have we got coming across the line soon? We have Furious Appy. Hasn't set a lap time yet. He has got most of the way around the track without any collisions. Let's just wait and see, as it is now a very, very long stare towards that line. It feels like you're never going to make it. It feels like it's endless. But let's see where Furious Appy puts that Red Bull car. Only a pace, I was quite far off, but he'll be looking to improve. Currently 2.5 seconds off of Humph. Only a second off of the field. He normally does improve on his second or third lap time. So keep an eager eye out on the Dutchman of Furious Appy to see how he goes. Top 6 though, into the pit lane. It is the backpack that are looking to improve, and who is improving is Below, going purple in Sector 1. So we'll stay with the Polishman to see how well he can do through Sector 2 into the castle section. Very, very brave in that McLaren car, pushing it to the limits for sure. And there he is, yeah, on the outside line, pushing it there as well. This is going to be a good lap time from the Polishman, as he is absolutely hammering this car. Can he get his braking zone right into turn 15? Looks like he has. Got the track limits just perfect right there. So we're now flying towards turn 16. Couple of the last corners now aren't that difficult, and he has already found heaps and heaps of time. So keep out the walls here, and you'll be looking for a very big improvement as we keep with Blow at the moment. He's already very, very much improving. Let's wait and see. We go back on board with the Polishman, flying towards the line now. Does he improve? I think he will. Is it enough of a provisional pole? No, it's not, and it's behind George Gamer as well. So the top 4 covered by 1/10. Below puts himself snug in the middle in P3. So he'll be looking to improve a little bit more, but that's a big improvement at the moment in the middle of this session. So that's a good lap time from him. Does Furious Appy go again? Doesn't look like it. I think he might be coming into the pit lane. Yeah, he is. There he goes. Back into the pit lane. Bit of more fuel, maybe some fresh tyres, and he'll be looking to improve. As someone who has improved is Psycho Lemmy in the V-Carb. Has set a lap time which is competitive now into P11. But Boomber as well, I did miss it. That's Igor. Had set a lap time we missed. I think he then set another lap time, and this is where he's gone P8. So good lap time from him. Yasin as well is another driver that needs to improve at the moment. And I think so is Skull. So these two, quite close on track, looking to improve together. Then you also have Dero Alex, who's looking to improve his lap time. He's going out at the moment now. Who's ahead of him, though, is the question. I think that's Psycho Lemmy. And both of these have started a lap, so they've got to be careful that they don't end up fighting. But who is on the lap at the moment is Yasin. He's not improving. No, he's not. And he hasn't got any battery deployed at the moment, so he'll be coming to the pit lane by the looks of it, abandoning that lap time. Where does Skull, though? Skull goes to P11 with a huge improvement of about 7 tenths, puts it P11. Only 7 tenths off the rest of the top of the field now. So he's had a good improvement in that Haas car. Well done, Skull, there. Then we have Bjorn. He's going to set a good lap time. He's improving by quite a bit at the moment. Where's he going to put that kick bar? He might have lost quite a lot of time there by the looks of it in Sector 3. Because when we snipped over to him, it was about 8 tenths up. And he's only gone down by about 4 tenths. So he's still 9/10 off P1, which is where he wants to be for sure. But he's up in P12 at the moment. Be looking to improve for sure. I will just send Weeby one more invite as he has disconnected, just to make sure he does get a bit of a chance to race today. And then we do have the Ferrari of Rico, who's up there in P5 at the moment with an incredible lap time. Isn't improving this lap, though. I think he'll be going again in a second. We'll wait and see on that. Psycho Lemmy as well is improving quite a lot at this current point in time. At the moment, he's 5/10 up on his previous lap time. Let's see what he has left in the tank as we go towards the end of this lap. 3 minutes, 55 seconds remaining. So he's got to get this one in and try and get back as quick as he can. Up to P10 he goes. DR Alex does just topple him as well, up into P9. So the Haas driver does improve. The two Alpines, though, be sitting there with a little smug on their face. A little bit of a smile begins to appear as they are P7 and P8 at the moment. Pretty good result at them for, well, pretty good result overall for the Alpine team. Obviously, they're looking to beat the Racing Bulls. They got them behind him, but more importantly, they want to beat the Mercedes team. Mercedes are joint on points for that P5 in the Constructors, and that's what they want to win. They want to win the Constructors. Jens carrying the team a little bit with 97 points. Max Tier only with 59. So let's wait and see which one of these two today will bring home the more points compared to the Mercedes. But who has retired is Bjorn. I'm not sure what's happened there. It looks like in the pit lane he has crashed, and it will be his qualifying session over. P14 will be the best for the Dutchman. I'm not sure what's happened to him in the Kick Sauber. As yeah, you can see his tyre stricken on the main straight. Bubba went straight through it. I think it is ghosted, so it's okay. Psycho Lemmy, another driver to crash out. That was into the castle section. And I think there's another driver in the wall, and that's Furious Appy. So everyone's all of a sudden bringing back CLR Friday's Baku curse in qualifying. In the space of about 5 or 6 seconds, we've had 3 crashes and 2 DNFs, which, yeah, clearly showing the struggle that you can get within the what's it called, the confines of the Baku street walls. So, yeah, it's already striking its curse, Baku, for our drivers here today. But who hasn't had his curse struck is Humph, as he goes up to P1. Who has, though, is DR Alex, who's another driver to compromise from the DNF in Baku at the moment. But Humph up to P1 again with a 2/10 lead now, nearly 3/10. Big gaps to George Gamer now, who is on an outlap and will get the DRS off of Reggie this time. The Alpines also out at the moment. They have got Yassin behind them as well. So these three, very close, these three off the track and very close on the track at the moment, as they do have Humph ahead of them as well, who I think, will Humph be going for another lap? It looks like he's got enough fuel. He'll be charging that battery. He just needs to make sure he keeps these tyres in good nick to get that lap time in that he will very much want. Below has, well, on my screen, says he's improved by 5/10, but it was an outlap, so it doesn't count. So we'll wait and see what he does. Does Bubba, his teammate, improve by anything? Doesn't look like it, as he's going to be going again. The Red Bull Furious Appy also looks like he's going on to his final push lap. As we ride on board with Bubba into turn 1, he plants the inside wall. Not what you want to do, and he'll lose a heap of time, even into turn 2. This McLaren does not look as planted as it used to be back in a couple of races ago. So the McLaren clearly struggling in the Baku street walls. Williams Giro as well, going onto their hot lap now, and Rico also going onto his, as he also clots the wall, and he's had a big crash. Unlike Bubba, hasn't been able to save it, is stuck on that pit lane exit, needs to get it moving and be disqualified, but there is a session over, as you see the V-carb of, I believe, Boomba going past. Yep, he's onto his lap time. You then have the Aston Martin, that is MJB going again. I think that was Rico having a bit of an issue. Yeah, he's going and going again though, as we did see him spin. Yeah, MJB starting his lap as well. You have Skull starting his lap. Then you have the Mercedes of Humph starting his lap again. And the Alpine duo going again as well. Who's got the DRS though? Looks like Jens is meant to have it, but there's a lot of traffic to jump past, as Maxit is quite far ahead at the moment. So we'll wait and see if that helps Jens at all. We will see later on. Yassin also in trying to go for another lap time, as he is on his way through Sector 1. He does slightly tap the wall. Not sure if that's a little bit of internet trouble for him, because he did kind of teleport back away from it. Let's wait and see. Who is on another lap time, though, is Below. Does he improve? Yes, he does, by about 10th. Not enough to beat Humph, though. Interesting. School's retired. Another driver to hit the castle section walls. That's his qualifying session over. But Below, P2. Humph's got a massive advantage. Bubba comes across the line but doesn't improve in P5. Furious Happy will come across the line, but he's invalidated, so he won't improve. Here come the Williams duo, though. Reg to be the first to cross the line. Does he improve? No, yes, he does, but not enough. George Gamer doesn't improve either, so their session well and truly over. Here comes Igor, currently 8 tenths off, is improving by a little bit. Let's wait and see if he can push himself up the order. Can he push himself far up? He beats his teammate of Psycho Lemmy up to P10. Here comes MJB, though. What can he do? Improves. Not enough for any position, though. Stays P4. The track hasn't actually gained as much as I would have thought, as most drivers, only gaining a couple of hundredths within their lap times. Here comes Max here, though. Can he find anything? He does. Enough to beat his teammate. The teammate comes across the line and beats him. Humph comes across the line as well. Doesn't improve from his lap time. And Yatin splits the Alpines. Controversial here in Baku, as Yatin splits the Alpines. And then Rico comes across the line to round off your grid for the Baku Grand Prix in Season 4, around 15 of CLR. That was an interesting end to the session. My voice is already beginning to struggle. But your top, let's go through the top 10 first, is Humph, Below, George, MJB, Bubba, Rico, Jens, Yatin, Max, Dero Alex, and that is your top 10. Then the rest of the field is Boomba, Lemmy, Reggie having a bit of a poor qualifying compared to usual, Skull, Bjorn, who had a bit of an incident right near the middle of the session, and then Furious Happy at the back of the pack. So, 16 drivers. Weeby might be joining us in the race, and he will be starting from the back if he is. We'll wait and see for now. And I think that Humph is saying that might be his first pole, which that would be class if it is. But other than that, we're going to run a quick 1 minute 30 ad break, and we will see you after that to get ready for this racing action. If you don't get the ad break, though, because some people don't, I'm going to quickly drink. Because I need to drink. And that's better. We will wait and see for George's what's it called? Command message to say let's get going, or we'll wait for someone to go who readied up early. We'll wait and see. Jens says that Max is on 919 on his wings. Absolutely crazy. That's very low, very low. I didn't run that low when I was running in CLR Friday. That would be criminally low. I think I ran like 34 around that, 34. But yeah, people like to run different things, and that's what I like about Baku. It does bring the interestingness out of the strategy, or the setup, and then the strategy does get mixed up as well. People running soft and medium, people running medium hard. The hard is quite a good tyre around here. It's very robust, very robust. You probably could pit onto it on the first lap, and take it to the last lap. So yeah, we'll see. The same for the soft. It could probably do about half the race distance around here with the 26 laps that I think we have ahead of us. So, yeah, let's wait and see, shall we? We'll get underway in a couple of minutes' time. Obviously, there's a formation lap we have to sort out through as well. And then everyone will be formed up on the grid and ready to go again. Weeby wants an invite. I will send it to you, but I don't think you'll be able to get in now because the race has officially started in the way. But we'll wait and see. I'll give it to you just in case. And that is the ad break over. So if you did get an advert, you won't get another one for 30 minutes, as you'll have a bit of pre-roll, which pretty much, you won't have any pre-roll, which means if we have a nice long race, which I'm hoping we do, my voice isn't, but if we do have a nice long race, you'll be able to watch most of it uninterrupted, which is what we like to see, isn't it? As a viewer, you don't want to have any issues with ad breaks because, it's boring. But I have just heard the command from George to go through with this race. He's happy with everything, and we'll get underway. 2 minutes has been and gone, and yeah, there is your field prepared on the track to get underway for the formation lap. This is where we find out the tyres. I'm going to stop moving my mic because I'm sure it's scratchy, as I know it is a little bit. There's your tyre compounds. Interesting. I did say that the tyres would be mixed, and they have been mixed, as Boom has already been disqualified. And not even into turn 1 he's disqualified, so nice one there. But yeah, Humph, Jens and Max are all on the soft tyre. So that's interesting to see. So the Alpine duo have gone soft, and so has Humph. Bubba and Boomba have both gone hard. And the rest of your field have gone for the medium compound. Medium compound at the start will it will give you the option to switch to the softs or the hards between any part of the Grand Prix. It's just you don't want to be on the softs from the start, or sorry, from if there's a safety car already on, going medium soft, because if you do that, then you're going to struggle. The possible strategy has gone to the game is the one stop from hard to mediums, pitting around lap 12, 15, or the two stop from hard to medium, which is just stupid. If anyone does hard, medium, medium stay, I'm looking at you, Bubba or Boomba, then you're silly, aren't you? Because that's a bolder move to do, for sure. But everyone's made it through the castle section on the formation lap. Only about 26 more to go now, boys, so good luck with that. We'll wait and see how they do. Weeby says, nope, didn't work sadly. I'm sorry, mate, for the struggles. We'll fix the inset. Don't worry about it, mate. We'll hopefully see you once again next week out. If you want to join in on the Twitch chat, please feel free to do so as we get the possible race strategies by AWS. Clearly, AWS don't understand what we're talking about, because even we know that the two-stop on the hard, medium, medium round here isn't the way to go. We'll wait and see. Maybe Ig or Bubba will think about it. We'll see. Anyway, Hump is coming up towards his grid slot now. We'll watch from a mile away, or we'll go on board. We'll go on board, shall we? Here he is, lining up into his grid slot. Does he get disqualified? No. Doesn't do a Lando Norris and doesn't skip the line. And it looks like he's quite nicely on that line. Here comes Furious Happy as well, though. He will be our last driver to round off the grid. 16 drivers here today. Quite a good turnout as we will go to the 5 red lights now. They will ignite the big silence that everyone wants to wait and see and go out. Anyway, we're not going to 5 red lights. No, we know we are. So, here we go. Let's get ready, boys and girls. We're going to go to 5 big red lights. They'll ignite the silence here in CLR. Now it is pure adrenaline as we fly towards turn 1. He ends up to P1 as he jumps the start. Not what you want to do, but Hump has had a pretty clean getaway. At the back of the field, there's a couple of incidents. Rico spinning off to the side. Can see a lot of carnage through the pack, but it looks like everyone apart from Rico has got through pretty cleanly. But yeah, good start from most, apart from Rico. And he ends with an incredible start, but will have to serve a drive-through penalty now, as he has massively jumped the start. He's done the right thing, though. Jumped it and didn't stop. He just kept on going. As Reggie as well, looks like he's had a bit of an issue at the back of the field. Has he got wing damage early on? Doesn't look like it. No, he hasn't. But he has been dropped down the field, so I want to see what's happened to him. Bubba as well has had a bit of an incident and has dropped down a little bit. But yeah, Jens is not going to be happy, but he has done the smart thing to just to keep it going and see if he can build a bit of an advantage. But with the drive-through, it doesn't matter. We've been given a bot, which I will quickly just get out of here. The block. How do you ban it? There you go. Ban. Get struck by a ban hammer, buddy. CLR ban hammer. Used again. Anyway, let's look at the racing, shall we? It's pretty still at the moment. Everyone's staying a little bit careful. It's the smart thing to do, isn't it? No one wants to end up in a wall, and no one wants to have a drive-through penalty, do they, Jens? Do they? I want to see, does he serve it instantly, or does he keep it going for a bit longer? It looks like he's putting to the left side of the track, which means he's serving it, and yes, he is. Into the pit lane he goes. He won't be putting into the pit box, though. He will be going straight through. This is a painful thing to do. And it's a painful sight to watch as he waves to his pit garage on his way past and then keeps on going. He's not going to be a happy bunny as he drops to the back of the pack. Luckily, it's not too long a pit lane around here. And you can still see Reggie in front of him. But it's still not a nice feeling. Anyway, up ahead, what is a nice feeling is the fight for P1. Not for Humph, as he's got to defend it. But here comes below, as at the middle of the field as well, Rico and Boomba going at it through, I believe, turn 3. Yes, it is. So yeah, Boomba up to P10. Good for him. Rico dropping down to P11. His qualifying has been was incredible, but his race start at the moment hasn't been the best, as Reggie makes an outstanding move on Furious Happy. But Furious Happy tries to get the traction down a little bit earlier than Reggie could, but ends up having a bit of oversteer and spins a little bit, but he does catch it, so good for him. George Gamer as well in P4 is looking to get past MJB. MJB struggling a little bit on the medium compound. George Gamer maybe getting the temperature in a little bit quicker than the Aston Martin has. We'll wait and see if George Gamer can do anything, or whether he'll just stay behind. But these two, I don't think below will be looking to stay behind Hump much for longer, as we're heading towards now lap 3. Below will have the immense slipstream of the Baku main straight, and he'll get the DRS as we go over the line now. There it is, activated on that rear wing, wide open. Does the McLaren go to the inside? Yes, it does, setting the fastest lap. Already passed by turn 1 goes the McLaren driver. He's a quick driver below. Who's also a quick driver is Max here on the inside. His fellow Dutchman gives him a little bit of a push. In the background, Psycho Lemmy drifting to the left side of the track. But side by side go Bubba and Max here. Like in Singapore, we go again. Max here not getting the traction down, but he is keeping his wheel there, isn't he? He's right up the chuff alongside Bubba. Still side by side as we go into turn 3. A little bit of a push by Max here. And he is ahead, but Bubba goes right, and there is Psycho Lemmy. He would not have seen him. Psycho Lemmy making a little bit of a brave move, and it has compromised both of them. Getting front wing damage. Beyond be looking to make a move on the trying to compromise with on these two. As yeah, they have. It's not what you want to do. Drive into each other, boys. Not what you want to do. Max here gets a lovely gap now to the drivers behind him. Dero Alex as well, as always, a bit of a shocker qualifying, and has already gained 4 positions. Up to P6 he goes. He's flying a little bit now, isn't he? Getting quicker and quicker in that Haas car. The MoneyGram Haas car he is in at the moment. Yatin as well had a fairly good start. Up to P5. We haven't seen him just yet, have we? As he is trying to put some pressure onto George Gamer. These two good friends off the track. I'm sure on the track, not as close. We will wait and see, as here he comes. Yatin is quite close to that Williams car. Has a lot more overspeed than the Williams car. And with DRS activated, here goes the Scarlet Red Ferrari to the inside line. He's passed already by turn 1. A good move from the Ferrari on the Williams there. And Psycho Lemmy as well, going 3 wide briefly with Bubba and Bjorn. But it looks like Bjorn has got past both of them on the straight. So good moves from them. Reggie as well, after a poor start, is cutting his way back through the field, up past Skull into P12 now. And Igor is all the way down in P16. I'm not sure what's happened to him. Has he changed his tyres? No. So Igor's had a bit of an incident, I think. Hasn't got front wing. Oh, no, he does. So Igor is missing that front right end plate. Not what you want to be missing. Gives you a lot of downforce. Missing downforce around Baku is not what you want to have. But Reggie putting the pressure on the other Ferrari. Rise the curb. Almost rise on the Ferrari. But yeah, Reggie trying to make a move again. Trying to cut his way back through this field. A lot of pressure going on team drivers at the moment from the other drivers. Jens as well is past Furious Happy and is back on this train after serving his early drive-through penalty. But yeah, there's a bit of a couple of trains for him, isn't there? From Rico down to Jens. Then you have the one from Bjorn to Bubba. And Psycho Lemmy and Bubba both having the wing damage still. Max here trying to pull away from Bjorn a little bit. And then up ahead, you have got a train from P6 to P1, but below it's beginning to pull a little bit of a gap. Below's only raced in CLR Thursday 4 times. Yeah, he went DNF, disqualification, DNF. So at the moment, P1 would be incredible for him. CLR Friday, he is a quick driver, we do know that. We'll wait and see how he'll do in CLR Thursday after having a bit of a bad track record. Excuse the pun of the track. We'll wait and see. Here comes Humphrey to the inside of turn 1. No, he doesn't have enough to get past that McLaren car, which is very, very quick at the moment, isn't it? He is absolutely flying. Who's also flying is a Reggie F1 to the outside. Onto lap 5 goes the Williams car. Does he get the brakes a little bit later than the Ferrari? Yes, he does. Keeps it within the confines of the track limits and is up to P11. I think he won't get DRS this time round, though. So let's see if Rico can do anything to repass that for Williams car. Doesn't look like it. He heads towards turn 3. Reggie covers it off. And yeah, he does stay far ahead enough. George Gamer and Yatin and MJB. I did see a couple of switches between these three as you was watching the battle at the back of the pack. But it has stayed the same at the moment. Yatin and CLR Thursday, I don't think it's ever competed. No. I think he might have back in Season 3 or Season 2. But Season 4, this is his first outing on CLR Thursday. So, let's see how he does on the Season 4 CLR Thursday grid. It's a lot more competitive than it used to be back when Sloth won his champion. Oh no, he didn't win it. Evan won the championship in Season 1. Back when Sloth was fighting for the championship. And he was very, very close, as we all remember. And in Season 2, when he proved what he could do before he decided to break that knee, Yatin was there, I believe. He's a bit of an OG. Some people won't remember the name, but some people definitely will, as he has definitely been here for some time now. But looking further back, it is very, very close, as Rico has been passed by Skull, but Rico looking to get back past again. But up at the front, MJB, who clearly struggled at the start, has got past Hump, and Hump is into the pit lane already. So the soft tyre, clearly not doing well enough. Onto the hard goes the Mercedes car. So he's gone from soft to hard. I think with 20 laps of this Grand Prix remaining already, we will definitely see him going to the end. And you can see on track the 3 wide action between, that was Jens, Rico and Skull. Skull coming out worse for wear there, down into P13. But Jens up to P11 after his drive-through penalty. Reggie putting away a little bit as well. And Reggie's teammate has been passed by Daryl Alex. So George Gamer and the other Williams is down to P5 now. Yatin up to P3. So he's showing what he can do in the Ferrari car. Big fan of the Ferrari is Yatin. So he's clearly showing his class when in his favourite car for sure. Obviously, it's only net P4 because Hump has pit already. So Hump will be looking to get that undercut. And with that undercut, with the only person that's pitting as well, it will give him... Oh, sorry. Jens is into the wall. In towards what is turn 7, as we're just talking about tyre compounds and how it all works. Jens is into the wall as he skids through the castle section. But Jens is having a bit of a horrid time in CLR Thursday Baku, like he did in CLR Friday Baku. But yeah, struggling in the Alpine. But yeah, back to Hump. With the early pit stop, it does give him an undercut. But if he gets stuck in the traffic like he is now, his tyres will cook, he'll lose some tyre wear, and he'll get held up. So the advantage that you would get from the fresher tyres, he won't get much of because there is slower cars in front of him, if that makes any sense. I try my best to explain stuff, but I'm not the best strategist in the world. But yeah, Max here as well, off the soft compound in the Alpine. I'll be surprised if Jens stays out as well. I think Alpine will probably double stack. It looks like they are. Yes, they are. So both the Alpines into the pit lane, off the soft compound. 6 laps they've survived. Remember that number, because that will be interesting if we have a late safety car to show how long the softs can truly do. Both the Alpines, though, onto the hards, and a very slow pit stop for Jens there. Comes in a bit late, and a very slow in the pit box, so that's interesting to see from him. But here comes Hump as well, on the inside of turn 3, from Rico, and Skull with the late braking, resets the track as well. Skull, man. That's going to be a 20-second penalty for the Hash driver. Anyway, moving away from that, Skull has been done by Hump, and Rico is also another driver to be done by the Mercedes car. That Mercedes absolutely cooking, isn't he? I'm sure his tyres aren't just yet, as he, on the hard compound, will take a while to get them warmed up. But he's still very, very brave as he bombs it in towards the castle section there. Very tight bit of track, but he's managed it. She's shown his class, isn't he? He's a very all-good driver at the moment, and Skull resets the track again, which I think, if caught twice in a race, is a disqualification. And it's unlucky for him, the fact that I've cut to him both times when he'd done it. I will just confirm. Yeah, so if you do it twice, it is an instant disqualification and 4 penalty points. So Skull will be disqualified from this race, but he is having a bit of a struggle at the moment anyway. Down in P15 with no front wing. We'll wait and see what the Hash driver does. But yeah, whatever happens to him now won't count. V-Carb Psycho Lemmy is into the pit lane already though. On the mediums, Skull retires. Skull is in the pit lane and has a safety car. I'm not sure what's happened there. I think he's gone flat out in towards turn 19, which is where Jens is. And yeah, he's clattered the wall there. That's a nasty collision for the Haas driver. And it has brought out an early safety car. Psycho Lemmy was one of the drivers who pit before the safety car came out. And he's actually having a good fight with the safety car. Here comes Psycho Lemmy to the inside of the safety car. Bert Mylander has been absolutely done by Psycho Lemmy. What a move from the V-car driver. Anyway, but yeah, Furious Appy, Boomba and Jens all going to the pit lane. I'm not sure what Jens is doing. Oh, he's getting a new front wing. The Alpine car goes onto the hards. Doesn't last long hard before he goes back to medium. So yeah, Jens, P15, has got a safety car pit stop, but everyone else will get the same advantage. Most top 8s will do pretty well here. The mediums will be beginning to struggle a little bit, and you'll want to come off of them onto the hard. Bubba will be a bit angry though, because he's going to have to go onto mediums to follow the tyre wall, and so will Hump as well. Pitting early probably won't come out where he was in P1. It'll probably be only around P5, P6. So we'll wait and see what happens to Hump as he pits early and everyone else gets that free undercut. And we'll see what happens to Psycho Lemmy, Furious Appy, Jens and Boomba at the back of the field to see if they've gained anything at all. Baxter as well in P11. We'll see if he gains anything whilst he pit early as well. I'm sure he probably won't. But yeah, MJB, below Yatin, Dero Alex. There's George Gamer, Dion are all into the pit lane. I want to see, is Bubba going to go to pit lane too? He stays to the right side of the track. It does look like he's staying out, and yes, he is. But yeah, everyone else onto the hard compounds. There's MJB coming back out. Does the Haas team do well enough to get out ahead of him? No, he doesn't. But yeah, Dero Alex actually has been done by Yatin in the pit lane, because I think he was ahead of him. And Hump, here he comes. So much for coming out behind these lot. Hump has come out ahead of all of them. The only person who managed to stay ahead was Bubba, who hasn't pit yet. Stays out on his card compound, but at the moment, this is your field. It is Bubba at the front, with Hump, with the early pit stop, comes out, still ahead of everyone else. He's probably just done enough, as we saw him coming side by side of MJB, who is in P3. Below is in P4, with Yasin close behind, Dero Alex in P6, sorry. George Gamer is in P7 with Bjorn right up his bum in P8, and here comes Max Tier on the 2-lap old hard tyres in P9. Reggie as well, the other Williams car, is in P10. He's also onto the fresh hards, and so is Rico on P11 on the hard compound tyres. Psycho Lemmy and Furious Appy pit just as the safety car came out, a lap earlier than everyone else, on P12 and 13 respectively. And the two drivers at the back, Boomba and Jens, the two FAA members in P14 and 15. On the medium compounder tyres, we'll see if they can go to the end. I think they'll struggle, unlike everyone else. But Bubba and the two at the back, I think, will be pitting again. I would like to see whether these two can go to the end. But I think with everyone else going to the end, they might have to try and pull a bold strategy call. Bubba, though, very much pushing Bert Mylan to get a wiggle on, isn't it? You can see him pushing that, was pushing that Aston Martin Aramco safety car around the track a little bit there. But yeah, I think he's just chilling out a little bit now. We will just run another 30-second ad break, just to add a little bit more time to the pre-roll. Just because, you know, why not? So yeah, that increases your pre-roll off to 20 minutes, which is nice to see. Anyway, at the moment, though, your field will be closed back up. I think Skull's crash will be investigated afterwards by looking in chat. I think it will. Just to make sure it wasn't on purpose. But obviously he did reset the track twice, so it should be a disqualification no matter what happens to him. So we'll wait and see. Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens to Skull there. But yeah, safety car stays out for another lap. But your entire field was already back in a big train. You can see them all there. Jens right at the back. And there is your top three. Very, very close together. It's a very similar name, isn't it? Well, Bubba is normally up there in the higher region of the field. But Hump, MJB and below. These three, especially from Friday's here, you'll recognise these three quite a lot. These names are big names in CLR. We know their raw pace inside of how well they are. And if you're an OG CLR member, you'll also recognise George Gamer FC. That man is a he's a champion, isn't he? He's a CLR champion, very much so. He's got that CLR name written within his history. 3 championships he has. Season 2 of CLR Thursday, F1 24 launch season, CLR Thursday, and CLR Thursday Season 3. Pretty much every season he's competed in, he's won. Apart from Season 1, where he didn't win, but he did have huge internet issues. Speak to Davjack about that if you remember the name. I'm sure he'll like to tell you about George's internet issues. And CLR Friday Season 3, George Gamer became the CLR Friday commentator ever since. So, there you go. That's what you like to see. But at the back of the field, what you don't like to see is Reggie doing a good 3 or 4 point turn, smacks that rear wing into the wall. He won't get damage out of that, but the front wing is definitely chipped. So, he'll be having to come into the pit lane to replace that. But I think the safety car will also be coming into the pit lane. So Reggie is not having a good day at the moment in P15, unlike his teammate in P7, who is just doing enough to be where he needs to be. But yeah, Reggie having a bit of a stinker at the moment. He had a bit of a poor start, recovered really well, and on the safety car has had a bit of an issue as well. Williams don't need to have issues at the moment. They're trying to hunt down Aston Martin in the championship. Last race being overtaken by Aston Martin, and MJB is doing enough to pull away even more. Anyway, though, we'll come back to this conversation, because at the moment, safety car with Burt Rylander in it is coming back into the pit lane. Reggie will be furious, but we want to see how well Bubba does on the safety car restart. It's down to the man out the front of the field to go ahead. As soon as he crosses the line, though, it is green flag running. Or, when Bubba puts his foot down to the metal, everyone else will do the same, because if you don't do that, you're not racing F1, really, are you? You're not going to let anyone else go miles behind. And he has gone. Bubba is pedalled to the metal, and he has done Humph incredibly quickly there. Well, huge already was about 5/10. Humph has pulled it back in again, and is very late on the brake, showing that the tyre grip is quite impressive already, and the advantage is here. As at the back of the field, Furious Happy has just been done by Boomber and Jens. But at the front, here comes Humph. Will he look to the inside as we go towards turn 3? Max T has a bit of an issue at the back as well. Into the wall he goes. I think Rico is involved in that as well, as Reggie's into the pit lane. But on the inside of turn 3 goes Humph on Bubba. On turn 4, does Bubba try and stick a move? He did try and stick his nose in there. Humph, with the skill he has and the class he's showing at the moment, doesn't manage to avoid it. Bubba struggling. Here comes MJB. Contact between them both. Very, very close. Are we going to see a move from MJB towards turn 7? Probably not, as he does hit him again. Bubba's going to be really pushed off by there. And yeah, MJB's now going to have to stay behind. Suffering what he did cause to that McLaren car, is going to lose heaps of time to his Mercedes rival. We're already going into now turn 12. Is flat out and pedal to the metal now, all the way from turn 12 to turn 15. Will MJB make a move through here? It's not a place you want to make a move, but he'll definitely be looking to get past the McLaren car as quick as possible. Oh, the McLaren hits the outside wall of turn 15. We see it a lot. We've seen it again. Bubba's now ghosted as his teammate tries to get past him. I think Bubba does let him past. Oh, no, he's not. They're very much still inside of each other, as Bubba does stop ghosting now. So Below does get past quite quickly, which now means Below's going a bit of an advantage on MJB. As can he get past? We're going to go free ride possibly with both McLarens. And yeah, possibly even 4 wide, as here comes Dero Alex on the inside. 4 wide towards turn 1 of lap 12. Here we go. They spread out a little bit now, but Dero Alex somehow got himself up to P2. Past Below and MJB. Yasin's got past Bubba as they go side by side towards turn 2. Bubba's late on the brakes and somehow doesn't go off into the runoff. But that was Bijan also getting past him. And Igor has to stay behind. But here comes Jens on the inside towards turn 3. This is where they've crashed before, these two. They keep it clean this time. Jens on the inside. Boom on the outside. Still very, very close between them both. Jens up to P9. Igor keeps his nose in there as we go into turn 4. It's very close. Igor's a little bit of a half spin. And then gets Psycho Lemmy past him. So the action is already unfolding here today in CLR Thursday. Middle of the race. There's a lot going on. Max Tier does pit after his... after safety car crash, and is down to P15. Dero Alex is ghosting at the moment as Below's right behind him. Yeah, 2.7 lead, 2.8 second lead has Humph now to the Haas driver. So yeah, Humph is very much on form at the moment in CLR, isn't he? he is showing how much pace he has. He's almost wrapped up CLR Friday with a good 5 or 6 races left in it. So yeah, Hump is showing how much performance he is putting out of this car at the moment. I can't remember what he races on Friday. I think he's Haas. Was he Mercedes as well? Is he Mercedes on both tiers? Let's have a look. I'm interested now. I'm sure, I don't think there's much overtaking. I just want to know where there is some overtaking. So we'll quickly snap back to this. Here comes below onto the inside of Dear Alex. He is passed, but here comes MJB as well. I want to see what he's going to do as he is past Dear Alex, as he goes to the inside of Below as well. Not what you want to do, MJB, and yeah, really struggles to get the traction down. There goes past Dear Alex and George. Here comes Yasin as well on the inside of turn 2. MJB, who tried to make the move for turn P2, is now down to P6 with his friend Bjorn behind him. So MJB has a little bit of a blunder there, but who hasn't had a blunder is Psycho Lemmy up to P8. What a move this will be if he can keep it sticking. Here comes Jens though, to try and defend his position that he did just have. Can he make the switchback happen? He tries his best, gets the traction down nice and smoothly. Can he get it done on the outside? On the inside, outside of turn 5 to turn 6. Lemmy does leave the ring, but it's not enough for Jens to compromise as much as he would have liked to. And yeah, Jens has lost that position there. In a little bit of a V-carb sandwich at the moment, as Ricciardo isn't here, replaced by Psycho Lemmy. So, you know, that's not a bad replacement, is it? You wouldn't mind having that. And I can confirm, just so you know, Hump does race Mercedes for both tiers. But at the moment, George Gamer's got past Dear Alex as well. Dear Alex is in a struggle a little bit. Possibly not being able to warm up these tyres to his optimal racing window that you want to have on the hard compounds. If the hard compounds aren't within the right window, they will not work. Simple as that. So Hump needs to make sure these are in the right window. I think that might be why he's struggling a little bit. We're going to stay with the helicopter cam because it's a beautiful, beautiful camera to ride with our drivers. As Yatin as well, we're going to jump away and go on board with the Ferrari car. Is giving everything to get past here. We're going to go 3 wide once again. There they are. It looks like George has been done by both Alex and Yatin. And Yatin's up to P3, so good move from him. Below has managed to pull a massive lead from Yatin. But Hump as well has managed to pull and keep his lead in P1 at the moment. The rest of your field has begun to chill out a bit. But Psycho Lemmy, who did get past Jens, we saw last lap, has been done by Jens. And then his teammate of Igor again. Will Igor make a move towards turn 3? No, he does not, as we go on to lap 14 at the moment. Behind, here come Bubba and Rico. These two, very, very fond of each other on the CLR Twitch chat, as some of you might remember from earlier in the season. Rico loved a bit of Bubba racing, and is at the moment racing Bubba. So yeah, these two, on track and off track, good friends, and it looks like Rico has come the better of Bubba, so good move from him. The Cameroon driver up to P11 in that Ferrari car. Yatin as well, he's hunting down that McLaren, isn't he? He is really hunting down the McLaren. It was down to 1.1 seconds. As I cut back to him, it's now gone to 1.4, so commentator's curse once again. Yatin has been compromised and is still only in P3 with Dear Alex, George Gamer, MJB, Bjorn all looking to make that move. Jens as well is doing quite well on the medium compound to try and hunt away up ahead to try and catch up to that train. Igor with his teammate looks like he's had a bit of an issue and has been done by Lemmy, and I think he might have had a little bit of a spin as well as he's lost quite a bit of time. Up ahead, here comes Alex past Yatin. George Gamer isn't close enough, but MJB is close enough to George to make a move. To the outside of turn 1 goes MJB. What a move from the Aston Martin car. Past the 3-time world champion up to P5 goes MJB. Past a multiple race winner of George Gamer, both of these multiple race winners. But here comes George Gamer again to try and show what he can do in that slipstream. Cuts back to the outside of turn 3. Can he make anything happen here? No, he can't. A little bit of contact. You saw a bit of carbon fibre flying. Not enough to cause too much damage on that Williams car, as they're still going hammer and tong here through the streets of Baku. But it looks like MJB has come out victorious at the moment. Jens will be licking his lips trying to close up to the battle, as Psycho Lemmy is also trying to close up to Jens. Rico is right up behind Igor as well, so Igor's got to try and pull away from that Ferrari car. And Bubba at the back of the pack has pit. So he's finally off that hard tyre, on onto a nice fresh set of mediums. He's got to take these to the end and see what he can do if he can get any points out of this race. So will Reggie and Max here, who have been struggling for a while now. We'll wait and see how they can do. Hump is still putting his lead more and more, but here comes Blow on towards the back of here comes Alex on towards the back of Blow. Can Daryl Alex get past Blow and try and close up to that P1 spot? Daryl Alex won his first race in CLR Thursday, and that was Spain, I believe. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Is this Thursday or Friday? 2 seconds. It is Thursday, yeah. So yeah, what was it? Daryl Alex won his first race, and the one last time out of Japan with the class he showed. And did win again, as he has locked up. The class he was showing isn't showing there. Here comes the Ferrari car of Yasin. He's passed into turn 1. The good move from him, and George Game has dropped down to P7, passed by a Beal on there. So George Game was struggling a little bit there, as we saw him dropping even more further down the field than he already had. Here comes Rico though, has been quite close behind that V car for quite a while now. Has he got enough to get past? If we go towards turn 3, it's close on that outside line. Igor throwing hands there, as you might have seen inside of his cockpit. Side by side still, as we go towards turn 4, Rico has the inside line, touches the curb and does give Boomba a bit of a push. That will for sure give Boomba a bit of damage on that front left end plate. I think it has. It's not a place you want to go side by side, and Boomba has compromised from that. He might be looking for a move now. You don't want to make a move of damage, and yeah, he does back out. And I think he'll try and be careful now. If you go towards castle section, he struggles there, losing the traction a little bit, but he has done well through the castle section to keep out the walls with broom damage, so good for Igor there. I think he'll be pulling into the pit lane though to change that front wing. But Blow, who was trying to look ahead to try and catch up to Hump, is now looking in his mirrors because he has got Yasin very close behind him. The German driver is in the Ferrari here today. So you might remember some of the German drivers from real life F1 in Scarlet Red Ferraris. Wait and see whether he can do anything to get past that McLaren car ahead of him, or if Adira Alex will try and get back past. MJB and Bjorn though, look though, they're going to switch on the straight on towards the end of lap 17 the end of lap 16 onto lap 17. Bjorn up to P5 past MJB, and up ahead Yatin has got past the Polish driver Blow. So yeah, Yatin's done pretty well there. Adira Alex though is just keeping up just close behind, and Igor is into the pit lane there. So yeah, we'll see whether Igor stays to see if anything happens later on in this race. And I think he is. He's not retiring just yet. But what tyre does he go on to is the question. And that is going to be a fresh set of mediums for that kick sour, for that B-carb. And a nice fresh front wing as well. So what will happen to Boomba? If we have a safety car late on, he's going to be smiling. He'll be back into it. Otherwise, he's got to try his best to try and hunt back down the guys ahead of him. We'll wait and see whether he can do anything in this race to try and score some more points. That is what we want to see, isn't it? We want to see people doing their best, and that is what Igor will try and do. Yatin as well, trying to do his best to try and pull away from Blow and close into Hump. Hasn't done too much, but has pulled a little bit of a gap to Blow. Blow will be doing his best to try and close that back up. And so will Gerard Alex, but MJB had dropped back a little bit from that top 4 fight. Will we see him closing up even more than we had? I think he will do, as he is back past Bijan as well, as you saw them two switching on the end of lap 16. And George Gamer as well is staying behind. It looks like Jens though, his medium tyres have fallen off a cliff as well. So what he was trying to close up with the nice fresh mediums have now fallen off a little bit, and the hard tyres are quicker. And Psycho Lemmy is going to try and prove that. But back up at the front, here comes Bijan, back up into P5 again, passing MJB. So yeah, Bijan in the kick Sauber, up to P5. Now his turn to try and hunt down P4, 3 and 2, as Yatin in P3 drifts through turn 2. But he has closed up a little bit towards Hump, so he's doing what he needs to do. But Bijan has been passed by George Gamer, who's also passed MJB. So what a move. Double overtake for the Williams car, back up to P5. Good result for him. And Yatin manages to fend just away from Blow behind him for another lap. And Yatin's going to try and close up a little bit more to Hump ahead of him, who I think is just keeping himself cool at the moment. Not under stress too much. He's going to lose a little bit of time without him to worry. But if he loses too much more time, then he'll begin to start sweating, I think, once again on this race, as he now has 8 laps remaining to keep out the walls to try and get this race across the line and the race win again. Hump isn't too far away from the championship lead at the moment. Currently in P5. He is about 80 points away from MJB, but he's already said he's focusing more on Friday tier to try and seal that victory that he's almost already got. But we'll wait and see what he can do in Thursday tier. If MJB stays down in P6, then that is going to give Hump good advantage. But yeah, SNRS captain in the McLaren, who isn't here today, has been fighting for that championship with MJB, and he has missed a couple of races now. And I think he might be losing a seat, and yes he is. So Hump, one of the championship leaders, will be losing a seat at the end of this race. That's not what you want to see, is it? We'll wait and see on more info from that. Yeah, one of the McLaren drivers losing a seat, leaving Bubba on his own. So McLaren, who were leading the Constructors' Championship, won't be anymore, as they've only got one driver, officially. We'll wait and see what happens to him. As yeah, I think McLaren will go from 294 points all the way down to 94 points, which will put them down into P7 and Aston Martin into the lead, which is going to be interesting for some drivers. They would like to hear that. Unless you're a McLaren fan, then you won't. But here comes one of the McLarens, past Yatin, and also Dara Alex trying to get through the ghosted car of Yatin. They're still going side by side, or should I say inside, and Dear Alex has got past him. So Yatin is down to P4, been passed by Alex and Blow. So there we go. NJB as well, looks like he's struggling a little bit, fighting with George. Bijan has fallen away a little bit, and Psycho Lemmy has got past the Jens. So Jens Jordhal has been passed by Psycho Lemmy down to P9, and his teammate though, still only in P13. Reggie, we did miss it, but he's got past Furious Happy, and Max Steel will be passing Furious Happy soon enough as well. That Bubba and Boomba will be hunting them down. But we did see Boomba setting the fast lap of the Grand Prix in P15. We'll wait and see if he can get past Bubba and close up, or whether these two will just work together to try and close up to Max tier ahead of them. There is a point to play here, and Furious Happy will be defending it as all he's got, because he wants to get that extra point for Red Bull in his closing fight towards Ferrari. But Rico in P10 will probably pull away a little bit more in that back of the field fight in the constructors. But we'll wait and see. Up ahead though, Dear Alex has got past Blow. Without the DRS on the McLaren car, it is a bit of a sitting duck, and Yatin doesn't have enough to get past himself. We'll wait and see what happens between these three. But it looks like Yatin is just sitting behind a little bit, as we only have 6 laps remaining now. Everyone is beginning to play the game of thinking towards the end. Jens, though, I think will want to be trying to get past Psycho Lemmy. We'll wait and see what he tries to do in a minute. But Max D has also got past Furious Happy. So Max D is back into the points again now. Back up into P12 in the Alpine. And Igor's got back past Bubba. Like I said, the other McLaren doesn't have DRS either, and it's just a sitting duck compared to the cars with DRS. So yeah, Bubba's down to P15. Will we see Furious Happy trying to make a move back on the big boss Max here? I don't think there's enough pace in the Red Bull, but the sister team V-Carb will definitely want to get past that Red Bull car. We'll wait and see what he can do, as he does stay behind, and does normally mean he'll be staying behind for another lap. But Furious Happy has a bit of an instant, does close the door on Igor, who tries his best, and Furious Happy goes straight on in turn 4, clarts the wall, does get a little bit of front wing damage, does get Boomba and Bubba past, but I think Bubba might have hit him, and he did, but he hasn't got damage from it, so he's okay. But now, your fight for the last point for the wooden spoon is going to be between Max, Boomba and Bubba, as Reggie's pulled away a little bit for that extra point that he'll get in P11 for 2 points. But we'll wait and see, as Furious Happy is probably going to come into the pit lane to replace his wing. He might go for the softs and try and get his second ever fastest lap in CLR. We'll wait and see. But Dear Alex is back into P2 again, past Below and Yatin. Without the DRS though, you might be passed again as you wait and see. No, he's not. But he is beginning to hunt down Hump ahead of him though. It's down to 2.3 seconds now at the moment. Hump will beginning to sweat. We did say a couple of laps ago, he'll begin to sweat if it gets any closer, and it has got closer. And at the back of the pack, Max still beginning to sweat a bit, as he now has Igor close behind him. Will Igor make a move as we go on to lap 21 with this V-Carb driver? He has the DRS. The Alpine will be a bit of a sitting duck as it moves to the left-hand side. Here they come, side by side into T1. Igor on the outside line makes the move very nicely. He's got 5 lap pressure mediums, so he's got a bit of an advantage there. Into I keep saying P1. Into P12, past Max here. Does Max have enough to try and get him back past onto the second DRS straight of the lap 21? No, he does not. And he does stay behind for another lap. Furious Happy, though, is into the pit lane. He isn't for softs, though. He's off for mediums. So he might still be able to get the fastest lap, but it'll be a bit more difficult than if he had the softer tyre on. We'll wait and see in a few minutes' time. Just for your information in the chat, the fastest lap at the moment is a 1 minute 40.726 set by Igor down in P12, which means he will get that extra point if he manages to stay within the points, which at the moment, nearly putting away a second from Max here is what he needs to do to try and get that point. And he's actually nearly closed up to Reggie quite a lot as well. So we'll keep an eager eye on that fight, but we'll also keep an eager eye on Duro Alex, who closed up even more to Hump, nearly another second within that lap. And here comes Yatin as well, past Blow, up into P3 goes the Ferrari. So yeah, definitely a fight beginning to heat up. On the last couple of laps, but there goes Blow into the back of the Ferrari car. A very late braking from the McLaren. Yatin into the wall, and he doesn't get damaged, but he will definitely be spooked a little bit. I think Blow will stay behind just out of courtesy. And yes, he does. But Yatin will hugely spooked and has lost quite a heap of time ahead of him. He's got to try and get focused back into this Grand Prix and try and survive to the end now. He's got 4 laps to try and get that head back in. He's a good driver, so he knows what he's got to do. And Blow will be trying to get past still as he is. MJB and George Gamer, though, back in the DRS ahead of them. So we'll wait and see whether these two can get anything out of this. That's an interesting thing to see, actually. See that actually there, but here comes Bubba, though, past Max here. Max here just falling. But there goes Bubba, a little bit wide into turn 3. Max here on the inside turn 4. No, he does stay behind. We've seen a couple of collisions there because people making a bit of a brave move. And yeah, Max here knows that and does stay behind. As you can probably tell, my voice is going a little bit already. As it looks like a Boomba is absolutely flying, setting another purple sector in S1 as he's right up the chuff of that Williams car now. Boomba showing his absolutely raw pace in that V car at the moment. Be interested to see what he can do. But here comes Duro Alex once again on towards lap 23 now. He's very, very quick, this Haas car, and he is very much hunting down up into towards P1 where Hump is. Here comes Blow as well, though, past Yatin. These two have been switching for a while, and MJB is just there now. George Shame is just fallen out the DRS of MJB, but MJB is in the DRS of the two ahead of him. Blow won't have the DRS down the second DRS straight. We'll wait and see as MJB goes to the outside. Blow does give a little bit of a squeeze, but it's just enough room for MJB to survive. And MJB does stay behind in P5. Behind, though, Boomba is past Reggie. Boomba, does he set a quicker lap time? No, he doesn't. I want to see if Furious Happy can, though. He is improving his previous lap time. We'll wait and see on that. We'll come back to that soon enough. Jens has got back in towards a second of the Psycho Lemmy as well. We'll keep an eager eye on that fight. And now, up ahead, P3 to P6 is within a train. This is a huge DRS train, which will definitely be switching towards a lap 26 as we will finish the Grand Prix there and then. But anyone has the chance to win this Grand Prix from P6, really, as it is a very close field. And Duro Alex is hunting. He is a hunting driver, isn't he? Duro Alex is almost on the back of the Mercedes, who is very much sweating. He's probably leaving a trail of sweat behind him now, as he is going to be looking in those mirrors more than ever with that Haas driver behind him. He definitely begins to get a little bit nervous. Max, though, hasn't lost out to Bubba just yet. Down in P14, he'll be looking to beat Bubba. Won't score any points, but it will just boost, you know, it's just, you don't want to say I finished P14, you'd rather say I finished P13. But there goes MJB. Doesn't want to say he finished P5, he wants to say he finished P4. I'm sure he would love to say he finished even higher up. But at the back of the field, Boomba. We just spoke about him having an absolutely incredible recovery after his early pit stop. And he has spun it into turn 13, lost both his end plates, and that will be another front wing change for the V-Carb driver. That's not what we want to see, is it? Boomba will have to change that front wing, or he'll just struggle around and stick in P14. We'll wait and see, but I think he'll pit as he has got a fairly big advantage behind him. He's staying to the right side of the track, so no, he's actually just going to try and survive to the end of the Grand Prix. As he goes on to lap 24 now, he's got 3 laps left to go. We'll wait and see. Dear Alex, though, is just beginning to slow down a little bit, and Hump's beginning to speed up, as Dear Alex isn't actually going as much as he was to try and get within that 1 second of Hump. As soon as Dear Alex is in that 1 second, though, this race win has been opened back up again, and he knows that. Both of them know that. So we'll wait and see what happens, as we have only got a few laps remaining now. Only a few more castle sections to go now, drivers. You can do it. Here comes Yatin, though. Survived 24 castle sections now. Well, 25 if you count the firm formation lap, because that normally is where he can go wrong with Mr. Gratitudevel, and we just prove it there as he goes wide on towards turn 17 there. So maybe he's listening in, heard the commentator's curse, and did drift a little bit off track. But that's not going to compromise him now. Here he comes with DRS on lap 24 to lap 25. We will go the penultimate lap of this Baku Grand Prix. Up ahead as well, DRS is within DRS over the Mercedes. Yatin did get past MJB, but I want to look at these two. We have 2 laps remaining in this Grand Prix now, and Dear Alex is well and truly back in towards the fight for the win of this Grand Prix. He has the DRS, Humph does not. Who will get past? I think it'll be Dear Alex. In towards turn 3 we go. Yes, it is. Dear Alex is back in the lead of this Grand Prix here in CLR Thursday, around 15. He hasn't led the Grand Prix yet, I don't think. He's led a lot of Grand Prix. He's only got a lap and a half to try and do it before the race flag does drop to show the end of the Grand Prix. There will be a lot of nerves going through these two ahead now. There is a race win on the cars, as Dear Alex is already showing his nerves with a little bit of a lock-up. Hump as well, with a little bit of a tank stopper at the back of the track. Boom, there are tyres. I'm not sure what's happened to him. His car's already been cleared up by the FIA, so I'm not sure what's happened to him, but here comes Bubba as well. Reggie's clearly struggling a little bit. Has he got front wing damage? Yes, he does. I think he's missing that front left. Yeah. No, he's not. No, he's not. He has got it. He's just struggling a little bit. So, Bubba's up to P11 there, past Reggie, who was fighting for that P11 a minute ago. That was Igor, wasn't it? So, yeah, Max Tier's back in the chance to get that point again. So is Bubba. And there is now 2-point positions up for grabs at the back of this pack between Bubba, Reggie and Max. So we'll wait and see what happens between these two. But there's also a win up for grabs at the moment. Here comes Hump. Hump is absolutely flying, but not enough, as I think ahead of him. Yeah, there's a huge gap. I'm not sure what's happened there. 1.7 to Dear Alex. I thought that was quite close, but no, it's not. Hump has clearly had a huge problem, as there is now a big gap, and MJB is right up behind that Mercedes driver. Maybe it's the 20-lap-old hards that Hump has been on for a very long time, compared to the 17-lap-old time hards. Maybe those hards beginning to lose the grip. The Mercedes car that wants, and Dear Alex as well, clearly showing that his tyres are losing the grip. And here comes Hump. It was 1.7 seconds. It's now a plus number. As Hump is back into the lead. Dear Alex is into P2. MJB wants that P2. To the outside of turn 5, now turn 6. MJB is staying behind. Maxi gets past Reggie at the back of the field. But MJB does stay behind for just a little bit longer. We have got a very long straight to come up though, and there'll be a lot of DRS checking going on, as we have all the way from P6, a huge DRS train. This won't be your finishing order for sure, as Hump has pulled nearly that second lead on Dear Alex, who's having to use as much as he can to keep up with that Mercedes car. MJB as well, very close behind Haas, and then Jatin below, and George, all very close, as Dear Alex has a little bit of a slower turn 15 than he would like, as we now go to turn 16. This is the final time we'll come down this straight. Do the drivers have enough within this tank to get them across the line in P1? It doesn't look like Dear Alex has enough to get the win. I think Humph might have just sealed it here. He's licked the stamp, he's sent it. Wait and see. Does MJB have enough licking power to get his stamp sent? As he goes across the line now, we might be going 3 wide. Here comes Humph, here comes Dear Alex, here comes MJB. Dear Alex wins the Grand Prix across the line. Humph very close behind. MJB as well. We go 3 wide. And in the end, though, Dear Alex does win with Hump and MJB. Then it was Yasin below and George, with Bjorn fairly close behind, only 9 seconds. Lemmy tried his best to hunt up towards his fellow Dutch compatriot. And Jens and Rico go side by side across the line. Jens thought he was happy with that P9, but Rico appears out of nowhere and gets that P9 off of the Alpine car. So Jens drops down to P10 there. You won't be happy about that. Will we see another photo finish? No, we do not. As Bubba and Max here do stay where they are. Reggie with a little bit of a weave as he comes across the line for P13. Doesn't get that point that he would have been looking for. And then Furious Happy with your final point finisher. But oh my word. Dear Alex across the line was 8 tenths away as we came out of turn 16 onto that long straight and has ended up winning the Grand Prix by 0.02 of a second. MJB only 0.04 behind the hump gets P3 as we did have a three-man line across the line. Yeah, I'd love to see the side-on photo to see who won that how close it was. But yeah, what a race. That is the Grand Prix over now. My voice is very much grateful for that. And dear Alex does get driver of the day by the game. I would have to agree that Haas driver showed no mercy, did he? After a bit of a poor qualifying like he normally does, he's back on the top step of the podium, raising that Union Jack. The British flag is back on top. Hump as well. P2 with the British flag. And MJB with the Dutch flag in P3 for your podium spots. We like to see these three on the top step, on the top 3 steps in CLR Thursday, don't we? We begin to recognise the names for sure. Anyway, there were your podium celebrations between the top 3. I'll quickly get a result of the top drivers. So that is Dear Alex, Humph, MJB, Yatin, Below, George Gamer, Bijan, Psycholemi, Rico, Jens, Bubba, Max Tier, Reggie, Furious Happy, and then the retirees of Boomba and Skull are the ones that will round off your Grand Prix here today. What a crazy one that was, man. That was definitely it wasn't the Baku curse of lots of retirees, actually. Only 2 retirees and 1 right at the end. But it still showed how much excitement that Baku can bring here on the Grand Prix. Yeah, let's go with that. Anyway, looking towards next week, we will be going all the way to America for CLR Thursday. That will be at Las Vegas. It is a lovely, lovely track to race around, and I believe I will be there once again to have a nice little bit of commentary over the American Grand Prix. Looking at tomorrow for CLR Friday round 15, that will be at Singapore. So make sure you tune in with George Gamer in the CLR Twitch once again tomorrow night. What else is there? That, I think, is it, except for the crazy race we did just have. We had a very good stream here today. I very much enjoy watching these drivers go on the track, and I hope you did too. MJB says what a finish that was. I have to agree. I did think Comfort won it when we came through turn 16 towards that very long straight. But dear Alex had other answers, and I'm sure MJB yourself, man, you definitely tried your best to try and get that P2 at least, and possibly the P1. I'm sure towards the end of that straight you're thinking it might have been possible. But yeah, 600ths cover you 3 at the front. Absolutely insane. Anyway, I can hear Discord going crazy. Hopefully that will be your finishing order, because that was an exciting race. But I'm sure there'll be a few reports coming in a few minutes' time. Oh, there's already one coming in. Who's the lucky devil to put that report in, the first one? Because you're going to be on chat. Oh, it's Max. Bossman has put a report in already. Anyway, let's hope the results stay the same. We'll wait and see. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in here with us today. MJB says he's not going to win it. I was aiming for P2. I'm sure you were, man. I thought you would be. But nearly there. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in here for another Grand Prix and another CLR Thursday. We've actually only got about 4 races remaining. We've got Vegas, Canada, Silverstone, the Hungaroring, and Zandvoort. We have 5 races remaining on this calendar. It's getting to crunch time now, isn't it, people? So Make sure you tune in for the last 5 for CLR Thursday, and we will see you next time out in Las Vegas.